Good morning. It's Thursday, July 23rd, and we're going to continue our discussion on action and duty with a prompt from the Daily Stoic which reads, how can I make sure that none of it goes to my head, good or bad? So over the last couple of months, I've spent a lot of time talking about the importance that I place on equanimity, and it seems that I'm not the only one who held it in such high regard. It's a central concept found not only promoted by the Greek and Roman Stoics as apatheia and ataraxia, respectively, but it's also a principal theme found in Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, and Islam. So basically, everyone who's ever lived has found value in our ability to maintain mental calmness and an even temper, regardless of our circumstance. And if equanimity is something that many schools of philosophy and religion believe that we should be striving for, then we should probably take note of the opposing force. And the enemy to equanimity is attachment. Therefore, if we seek to be equanimous, then we'd better be consciously working to reduce the presence and the role that attachment plays in our lives. I think that this is a difficult request for most of us, especially initially. When you're first asked to prepare yourself to separate from the things that you love, it's a very hard pill to swallow. But hear me out. In the book that I'm reading right now, called Rediscovering Life by Anthony DeMello, the Jesuit priest writes, where do you think all conflicts come from? Attachment. Where do you think greed comes from? Attachments. Where do you think loneliness comes from? Attachments. Where do you think emptiness comes from? You got it, same cause. Where do you think fears come from? Attachments. No attachments, no fear. Ever thought of that? No attachments, no fear. So how does one drop attachments then? DeMello continues, you only look and see that it's based on a false belief. The belief that without this, I cannot be happy. That's false. The moment that you see that that belief is false, you're free. Now that we've established that attachment is the enemy to equanimity and that we should be pursuing the latter by removing the former, how does that relate to today's prompt of how can I make sure that none of this goes to my head, good or bad? It's in our ability to receive honors and slights in exactly the same way. And how does one do that? As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, we must receive without pride and let go without attachment. As much as I've studied this principle over the last 2 years, it felt like the universe or the logos was finally testing me recently as I awaited on the news of the decision of who would be leading our business. Sure, I'd read the teachings, but could I really do as Krishna had instructed in the Bhagavad Gita when he says, perform your duty equiposed, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment in success or failure. As I previously mentioned in another video, I believed that I could, and that detachment was, as Anthony DeMello put it, incredibly freeing. What mattered most in that situation, as with any, was not what happened, but how I choose to respond to whatever outcome came my way. Hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.